Good morning. This is episode 22 of Camellia City, a podcast about the most magical town in Alabama, Greenville, Alabama, also known as the Sedona of Alabama. I totally just made that up, but let's go with it. Okay. So this show is going to be a little bit different because it's something that I feel so strongly about that I wanted to share with you. A lot of people kind of ask me at times, in a way like where I'm coming from with things. And I tell you what, it's not my attitude about things comes from a lot of soul searching and hard work, to tell you the truth. There's a difference, between being physically lazy and mentally lazy. And one thing let's put it this way. There's one thing that I have a hard time, I don't want to say dealing with, but seeing in other people is mental laziness. I see potential in people sometimes when they don't see it in themselves, and I like to help them see that in themselves. How about that? So I want to talk about ways to have a great week with no bullshit. Oh, before, let me just say, I curse in these podcasts. If you don't really like that, I'm going to go ahead and apologize, because sometimes I will curse. I don't curse a lot. I don't think I curse a lot, but I'm going to be honest and real. And if you're afraid of words, then we got other issues to talk about. But anyway, yes, it happens. Sorry, Mom. Okay, so mental laziness is kind of a rut we can get in. I can get in it too, just like anybody else. But when our lives become that of the mentally lazy, then it shows in every part of your life. It'll show in your physicality, that's for sure. Even if it shows in the way your kids turn out. Sorry, but it's true. It shows in your happiness, in your job, in your life. It shows in your relationships. Mental laziness is very, very dangerous. The picture that goes with this podcast is a quote from Napoleon Hill, and it's true, and it's been true forever, is that you control one thing, honey, and that is your thoughts. Your thoughts and your attitude about something, it means everything. So this show, I realize it's a little bit different, but I love this town and I love the people in it so much. And sometimes I just want to say, honey, wake the fuck up. Okay? So here we go. 2 bad words. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if people, and if we, and this includes me, we're more conscious of the thoughts that we think, and that thoughts become things, and that we're responsible for our thoughts. We all know we're responsible for what comes out of our mouth. But before that, even thinking before that, we're responsible for our own thoughts at any given time. By the way, almost all of the time, your thoughts directly control how you feel at any given moment, regardless of whether you're consciously aware of it or not. So, how do you control those thoughts so that you can control how you feel? Number 1, learn to stop your thoughts. If you're in the middle of a bad thought, can you stop yourself and go, wait a minute, this is crazy. I go into victim mode again. Ooh, I've had to do that a lot. That's one of the things I've really had to work on in myself is, wait a minute. No, it's called pre-rehearsing conflict, by the way. And it used to be one of my really bad habits. Not that I don't have bad habits now, but definitely it was one of the, imagining being slighted or imagining something that hadn't even happened yet. Stop yourself. Think about it for a minute. Do you have the ability to stop a thought, especially when you're going into a negative cycle? And by the way, the angrier and more emotional you become, the dumber you get. Period. You will make bad decisions. You will say stupid things, and it all starts with controlling your own thoughts first. We can see that in other people. You've seen how dumb people get when they get frustrated or angry. You can see that on Facebook all the time, can't you? Can you identify your own negative thoughts? So, if you can stop a thought, can you stop and go, wait a minute, this hasn't even happened? Or, wait a minute, this is all negative. There's nothing positive about this. And by the way, every negative thought makes you weaker. And I'm going to be super honest with you about something. When I see someone around me who has negative thoughts, I automatically know that person, how do I put this? Oh, Lordy, how do I put this nicely? Would not beat me in a debate. How about that? Let's say it that way. Because negative thoughts weaken your brain power, your ability to reason, and someone who's thinking positively will beat you every time. It also determines how your body feels. Every feeling you have is a direct result of something you're thinking. So if you're feeling anxious, step back for a minute and ask yourself, why do I feel anxious? Or if you don't like a person, but you're not sure why, you're just thinking, I don't like that person. Why is it? Is it that person seems happy and you're jealous? You need to identify that in yourself. Of course, you could, I'm so sorry, you could walk around choosing to be miserable for your whole life. That's your choice. You can do that. That's the easy way to live, walking around miserable, because it takes no brain power to be negative. Just saying. I'm so sorry. Okay, so could you write, here's another way to deal with this. For a second, if you're stuck in something, can you write it out on a piece of paper? Why do I have this mental movie that's so negative going on inside my mind? Can I change this? Do I need to write it out and say, this is what I see, this is what I'm sad about, disappointed about, or whatever, and find positive ways to reframe that? Because it's your life you're living, and if you're letting the things around you determine that whether or not you're happy from day to day, oh man, you missed the boat, man. That's not what we're here for. You missed the memo. The email went into your junk box. Okay, and by the way, getting into a negative cycle is actually living a lie. It's choosing to believe lies about ourselves, either consciously or subconsciously. If you're feeling like a worthless or a failure or you're the victim, all of those things, honey, are lies. And you got to get out of it. We desperately need everybody to have an active mind, a positive mind. I want you to think about how great it is to walk through this world making changes, doing things, getting things done. I got no time for victims, man. None. And how do you do that? Well, you see the truth about yourself and about the world. You see the truth about God. Have a little faith, first of all. If everything in the world is so horrible, and you're so horrible, and nothing can be done and everything, then what? Go tell God that. Do you think about, this is a little harsh, but when people are negative and poo-pooing everything and themselves included, I think, wow, if you were saying this to God, wouldn't he, do you think, can you imagine that he might say, you ungrateful? Mm-mm-mm. You know, look at the truth of a situation. And I'm going to tell you right now, when people want to associate all the negative stuff with the truth, I think that's mental laziness. Yes, bad things happen. This is not about covering up the things that happen in our lives. But it is about being always, always grateful and realizing always that you can choose to see something in a certain way. And by the way, using your mind is a gift from God. Why wouldn't you use it? Okay, sorry, I got on a soapbox. I got a little excited there for a minute. But I do feel strongly about it because I can see both sides of the situation. And when you get stuck in negativity, man, you are just wasting space. You're wasting your time. You're wasting all of your gifts given to you by God to help the world, to help people, to help everyone around you, to help yourself. The Dalai Lama says to see the positive side, the potential, and make an effort. Do it. He also says be the change you want to see in the world. Anything that's small and negative can actually turn into a huge snowball of ugliness. You got to stop it when it's small. But by the same token, a positive thought can change. One positive thought in your own mind this week, start out this week, today, Monday, can change your entire week. And by the way, when that happens, you change other people's weeks too. You make other lives better too. You show them how you can turn a negative experience into a positive one, and you have no idea the ripples that will happen with that. Stop every single negative thought that you have today. Change it to at least a reasonable or a positive thought, and see how your day and your week will change and how it changes for other people too. If you get used to the routine of living in negativity, you are boring. Don't be boring. Okay, here's some ways you can do that. If you're like, I can't just change my thoughts. Well, by the way, honey, we've got to work on your mind. If you don't think you can change your thoughts, we've got to work on a few things to get you back into at least, how do I say this? At least the mentality of, I don't want to say normal, but you can overcome negative thinking and you can change your thoughts at any given time. But it does take a little practice. And if you haven't been using your mind, it may take a little bit more practice. Here's some ways to do it. 1, meditation. Oh my God. Crazy, right? You're thinking, I don't have a meditation pillow, or I don't know why people think meditation is only an Eastern thing. It is not. In fact, meditation is such a big thing for Christians as well. If you haven't thought about Christian meditation, let me tell you, there are, at our church we do Lectio Divina, which is a 20-minute meditation in group. It's beautiful. We read scripture first. It's just, I love it. I'm not able to do it right now because I teach during that time, but looking forward to getting back into it. I meditate myself my own way. I don't do it with my legs crossed, sitting on a pillow, saying Om. I do it with just some quiet time in the mornings to quiet my mind. And let me tell you something, meditation makes all the difference. Google it. Look into some sort of meditation that's right for you. Is it sitting out on the porch swing, being quiet a few minutes every day, closing your eyes and emptying your mind? If you can't learn to control your mind, I'm sorry, can't is the wrong word. If you don't learn to control your mind, you don't appreciate the gifts that God has given you for your time on this planet. What do you think, all of this stuff in the Bible is about? Love one another. To do that, to love one another, to really love one another, we're going to have to learn how to use our thoughts, how to control our thoughts, period. Another thing you can do this week to make it the best week ever is smile at someone. This takes a little bit of bravery because when I didn't even think to do this to strangers, by the way, strangers, or somebody you don't like, or whatever. But it has to be sincere, right? Don't go around fake smiling at people. That's weird. But smiling at people. So I love doing this now, but when I first consciously tried to do it, I felt so uncomfortable and so weird. And I'm going to tell you, the first few times I did it, people were looking at me like, does she know me? Who the hell is that? It's not about what they do. It's about what you do. Smile at people, at strangers. Say hello. Say good morning. Say good afternoon. Do it. I dare you. How about this? Watch the people that you have around you. You want to surround yourself with people who can control their own thoughts. Period. If you have children, little ones, start teaching them to control their own thoughts. They can. And so can you. If you get stuck around a negative person, I want you to realize how bad that feels. People can be toxic with their own negativity. Are you one of them? Are you bringing toxicity to your relationships because you can't control your own thoughts? I see it all the time where people have said there's people close to them that are really toxic, and I see how it affects them physically. Think about it for a while. Think about the things that you say before you say them. There's another one. Is what I'm about to say going to be a negative thought? Maybe I should just take a few seconds, count back from 5, and say, is this thing I'm about to say going to help anybody? Here's my big pet peeve. When people are unthinking, not controlling their thoughts, and they start out their sentence with this. Something bad they'll say something like, oh, we don't ever, people in Greenville don't support local business. Oh my God, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd have all y'all's dollar. Stop saying stupid shit that doesn't mean anything. We can't have anything nice in Greenville. Anything can happen. You can't have anything. People do support local business. Speak wonderful things. Speak happy things. For God's sakes. Here's another one. Watch it if you're playing victim. Literally, you create your own life, and you have to take responsibility for your own life. And if everywhere you turn, you're the victim, honey, that is in your own mind. Snap out of it. Nobody believes you. Here's another way to have a great week. Help somebody else, anybody else. Do it anonymously. You don't even have to use your money to do it. Open the door for somebody. Smiling at somebody helps somebody. When you help somebody, don't take pictures to put it on Facebook. Don't tell anybody you did it. Just do it. I'm telling you right now, the rush you will feel to do it, just to do it, amazing. And addictive, by the way. Remember that nobody else is perfect. You can't control other people's lives. Look, here's another thing. Why do you want to control what somebody else is doing when you can't even control your own damn thoughts? So, when you're being negative, when you're in a negative hole and you can't get out of it, but you want everybody else to act a certain way, just realize how ridiculous that is. Control yourself first, then you can go around telling everybody else what to do. How about this for this week? Sing a little, listen to some music, enjoy yourself a little bit, let go. And one of my biggies is think about the things that you're grateful for, and by the way, write them down. Can you do that right now today? 5 things, just 5 things that you're grateful for. If you don't think you have 5 things to be grateful for, well, honey, you must not have electricity or toilet paper or fresh water or food to eat. Are you kidding me? Another thing is to maybe if you can't think of any positive thoughts for yourself at a moment, go to the internet, find positive affirmations or quotes or things that are funny to say, write down, jolt you out of whatever negativity you're stuck in. And I'm about to finish this up, but here's some ideas for a great week ahead. Think about this. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, it is, no matter what. Sun shining, you're breathing, you got out of bed, you had coffee this morning. Yeah, it's a beautiful day because you know what? About 99% of the world is not having the day you're having and would kill to have it. How about this? You can think about you love it when, or you're grateful for when. I mean, come on. You see someone, think about something nice about that person that you see. Even if it's a stranger. Do you like their hair, their outfit, their shoes? Do you like their smile, the way they walk? Think of something. There is something. Think about how great you feel physically. And if you hurt everywhere, well then, honey, you're in the hospital and you're not listening to this right now. Think about the parts of you that do feel great, that you are thankful for. Think about the things that you're excited for in your life, the things that you're proud of, the things that make you happy, even if they're not happening right now. Like, I love it when I eat a cupcake and I hope that's not the only thing you're happy about, but people in your life that you love, things that happened or that happened this week or will happen this week, and of course the street sweepers coming because they're the hardest working people in Greenville. Things that made you smile. Who did you get to say thank you to? Who did you get to say I love you to? Our attitude about things, it really does mean everything. It means everything for the week ahead for us. But you know what? It's our responsibility too to make our attitude great for the people around us. So, I get a little excited about when I start talking about these things, but only because it changed my life in so many ways. Before I started meditating and doing a daily gratitude journal, things weren't turning out for me the way I had hoped, but I didn't realize it was all my responsibility, and my attitude was my own responsibility. And when I changed that and I started meditating every day, and more importantly to me, I started writing my gratitude journal and being mindful of the things I'm grateful for and controlling my own thoughts and learning that was important and how to do it, that I can't tell you the difference it's made in my life. So that and prayer, man, it's everything. So I hope I lit a fire under your ass today to go have a great week because you deserve it, and you have the ability to make it that way. Okay, I'd love to hear some of the things you do to have great a great week, a great day, to put things in perspective and have a positive attitude. You can comment on any way that you hear this, and I'd love to share those in another show. So thanks so much. Go have a great week, and I love you very much. Take care.